All right, for this multi-week project, you're going to be working on creating an entire branding identity for a fictional band. I'm going to let you decide what the band is. Now, when I say band, you could do this as a as a singer, as an MC, as a duo, whatever you want to do. But what I want is I don't want you to create something that is composed of famous people. I want this to be something completely fictional. You can include other people that you know if you want to use them. I'm perfectly fine with that. But as far as I don't want like a famous group of people that we already know. It'll take us out of the illusion. So the idea behind this is going to be multi-steps, and I'll have a separate sheet that explains each one of these parts. But for now, we're going to focus first on just coming up with a band. So we're creating this fictional story of a band. You get to choose the music, you get to choose the style, the influences, the people that are in it, and the overall look and feel of what this band would look like. So we're going to start first with a band planning sheet, which I'll show you in a moment. And then you're going to come up with a name, and you're going to sketch out, don't worry if you can't draw, really rough ideas for what that logo could look like. You're going to be putting together a Pinterest page with 10 to 15 possible logos that you're inspired by, that you find interesting. It'll be kind of your mood board to start to kind of think about what kinds of things you want to have for your band. So the idea is once we have that created, you're going to take that and create the logo and put it into Illustrator and create a custom logo. Then we're going to build a business card. I'm going to show you some examples of different logos. They do not have to be exactly like this. You can notice some of them are just black and white. Some are full color. Some are a very customized font. Some are just slightly modified existing fonts. Then we'll make business cards that look a whole lot better than these horrible things. Then the idea is your band is going to be in a free concert. Now, I know it's kind of weird right now with the quarantine. We won't be able to do the actual concert. But the idea is going to be you're going to throw some event. It's going to be in Balboa Park, and it's part of a free concert, just trying to get your name out there. And so as far as the free concert, we need to advertise it. So we're going to have a concert flyer that we could post up around town. Something we could put in the back of like a free magazine, like the Reader. Setting up a T-shirt design for the concert, and then a bumper sticker. Big part of bands are they make most of their money not off of the Spotify revenue, but off of actual concerts. And really, they make most of their money off of their merch. So the merchandise, the materials that they sell at the concerts. So as far as the concert poster, the style that you use and the program that you use is totally up to you. I could see you using InDesign for the text on this. I could see you doing it completely in Illustrator. I could see you doing parts of it in Photoshop and pulling that over. It'll just depend on what kind of effect you're going for and what type of style works best for you. For the poster, and I'll give you different details on each piece later, but for the poster, the main thing is you want to catch people's attention and you want to have it in a font and a style that you think will be attractive to people who would listen to this particular style of music. So depending on the audience, that will really change the look and feel of the concert poster itself. Also, the concert poster needs to include information of like where is it, when is it, what time is it. And I've got a assignment sheet that has all the details of what you should include on all of these pieces. So don't become overwhelmed by the volume of stuff. So then the next idea would be that you need to advertise that this concert is happening. We're going to put it into the Reader. So it'll be a black and white ad that would be put into this free magazine that's outside of tons of different like Mexican food places and 7-Elevens and things like that. Then one of the things that you're going to want to try to make, even though it's a free concert, we want to have a T-shirt to sell. So I've got a whole bunch of mock-ups that you can use to be able to decide how to put that onto the shirt. So you can do some research on that. I'll give you more details again on that when we get to it. And then creating a bumper sticker. Now, usually with the bumper sticker, it's got to include at least the logo. You might include some slogan or something else that's on there, or an image or something, but oftentimes it's merely just the logo. Then the idea is once you've had your free concert, you've advertised it, people are starting to get to know who you are, then you actually get discovered and signed to create an album. So you're going to create an album cover. You're going to set up like an iTunes, or we can modify this and set up a Spotify storefront, and then a signing poster. So you're having a party and you're going to give away a poster that you sign. So for the album cover, I've got a template that's pre-made for you that you can use, but you'll design the front and back and spine of the cover for the CD. Even though most of the CDs are not out, their artwork is still used in most of the online streaming platforms. And then we'll set up a storefront, whether it's an iTunes one or a Spotify. I'll get you more information on that as it goes along. And then the signing poster. This is for the party that you throw that you have to give out to the fans, and they can come up to the table and you can sign it. Then the concept would be you've now gone big time. So you've got billboards out there. You've got concert tickets. Not these bland Ticketmaster ones, but something that's a little bit more commemorative, something with a lot more graphics to it. A billboard, a FRISBEE, magazine covers. You could do book covers. You could do it your tour van. Now, that's a lot of stuff. So let me break this down a little bit for you. The required components are this. Everybody's going to create a logo. The logo should be a Illustrator file that's created that we can use over and over and over again. Everyone's going to create a business card. Everyone is going to create a concert poster, and everybody is going to create an album cover. So everybody's going to have the same 4 required things. And then for these other pieces, you're going to choose at least 2 of these. You can do more if there's certain ones you really want to do. I'm perfectly fine with you doing more than the minimum. But with this, you're going to choose from this selection of 2 other things. Maybe you decide to do the t-shirt, or you do the signing poster, or the magazine cover, or the book cover. Any one of these is acceptable. You're going to choose at least 2. You can do more, like I said, but at least 2 of those. Now, in future weeks, I will be posting the assignment sheets with all of the details for every single one of these. But once again, the only required pieces are everybody does a logo, a business card, the concert poster, and the album cover, and then you'll pick 2 of these other items. Now, to form the band, you're going to be starting first with filling out this PDF band planning form, and then you're going to record a screencast walking me through your band planning form. So let me show you here. Pop the band planning form open. Within this band planning form, it's a fillable PDF form. You are not turning this band planning form into me right now, but you will use this for your screencast. So you'll use this as a way to plan out your band. So you'll put in your name, and then you might list some of the types of music or styles that you're most interested in. This is to help kind of brainstorm types of things that you can do for your band. Then you start to think about, what are you going to name your band? Now, like I mentioned before, it could be a DJ, it could be a solo rapper, it could be one person, it could be a group of people, totally up to you, but it has to be completely fictional, and it shouldn't just be a play on somebody else's name or a group of famous people. So come up with 3 possible names, make sure they're class appropriate, and then for here, you can use this to start to kind of think about who are your band members. I'm just trying to create a fictional idea of who is this band so that you have in your head a more firm idea of the specific people. So if there's certain things you don't know, that's fine, like an instrument. If you have somebody that's a DJ, it's not really going to have an instrument other than maybe turntable. If you've got a solo singer, it might just be singer. So I'm not as worried about a right or wrong answer here. This is just a way to organize your brainstorming and to create in your own mind a more solid idea of who is in your band. Then you're going to describe what kind of music specifically that they play, maybe even listing some things they were inspired by. And then here, you want to start to really construct who would be listening to this kind of music. Don't put down anybody that likes music or anybody who's into rap. It's like, that's too broad. You want to give yourself some constraints, something a little bit more detailed. Trust me, having the constraints, having a more defined audience is going to give you way more direction and options down the road than having it anybody who likes music age 2 to 100. It's not, having that much open-endedness is going to make it harder for you to really create a good focus of who it is that you think would listen to your music. Here you can make up fake street addresses, fake phone number, email, all of this information. You don't have to include fax number if you don't want to. If you want to do like a Instagram account as opposed to web address, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's just you're going to end up using some of this information. It'd be nice to capture it now so that you're consistent on all of your documents. And then here, if you want to use the discussion board, you can do that to bounce information off of people. If you want to message each other, you're welcome to do that. If you want to get some ideas, this was primarily made for in the classroom, but we can still replicate that kind of thing in the Zoom meeting if you want. And then you'll list the name of your band right here. Once you have this done, then what you're going to need to do is go to Pinterest. And when you go to Pinterest, you're going to go through and create a new mood board for your band logos. So you're going to start looking for logos in here. Now, you do not have to use Behance to find your logos. Maybe you already know of some bands that you really like. So what you could do is just look up band logos or the specific band logo, and you might decide, ooh, I like Nirvana. Awesome. So then I am going to pin that one to my Pinterest board, and then I'll look for another one and pin that there. You might even look at some fonts that you think would be good, and you could pin those in instead. The idea is to get 10 to 15 or so different logos that are in that same genre or that same style that you can use to generate some ideas. So you will have the band planning form, and you'll screencast this. So in the screencast, you'll just explain, all right, here was my idea. Here's the kind of music I'm thinking of. Here's some possible names that I came up with. Here's some people that are in the band. This is the kind of music. And you'll just walk us through this form. Then you'll jump over to your Pinterest board that has just make a new board. We call it like band plan or band. And then dump your 10 to 15 things in there. And you don't have to go and show off every single one of them. You might end up just pointing out some of the key things. And that's what you'll do for this week. After you're done with that, you can start to sketch out your rough ideas on paper. I'm not going to collect that this week. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to kind of focus on next week in your next step in this process. This process will take several weeks, so you're not expected to do all of this in 1 week. The things you will be doing in this week is the screencast of the band planning form, and then in that screencast also the Pinterest board that has 10 to 15 logos that you're inspired by. As we go on, I will be releasing more and more of these PDF files that I have. I have different ones for every single component. So you know what to do for the logo. You know what to do for the shirt if you choose to do the shirt or the band ticket. So I have documents that have explanations for every single one of these, including what file sizes to use, what to include on there, and what to name them. So there's a lot more details and stuff that are here, but that is the basic structure. I will also post a link to the actual PDF or the PowerPoint presentation that I have here. I'll put it together into a PDF, and I'll make that available on the module for this week. All right, if you have any questions on this, please get a hold of me soon so that I can get you on to the right track.